everyone, welcome back to my channel and Happy New Year. This is my first proper video for 2022 as the one I uploaded in January was actually meant for December. Awkward. Anyway, the reason I'm here now is because it's February and round 3 of the Royal Readathon is happening. I'll put all the information on the Readathon in the description for you. This round is all about our animal companions, our princes and princesses and the animals that love them. There are 8 prompts. I was originally only going to choose 4 books and double them up, but I got to the last 2 prompts and couldn't find something that worked for both, so I said screw it, we'll have 8 books. I've only read 3 in January, so it's probably ambitious. Anyway, so let's get started. So the first prompt is all about Khan, Mulan's horse, and that prompt is to read a book with a battle or a war. So I'm currently halfway through Fireborne by Rosaria Munda, and even though I'm halfway through it, I'm still going to use it for this prompt. This is the book that got me out of my 2-week reading slump. It's very engaging. It's about a country where there's been a very bloody revolution. These 2 best friends come from opposite sides of that revolution, but they grew up together in an orphanage, but now some of the families from the old system are coming back. They want to take back what they see as their rightful places, and there's all sorts of interesting world building and politics and also dragons. And you know how I like dragons. Yeah, really good. It's a bit slow moving. It's slow paced, but it's really interesting and it's kept me engaged, and I am looking forward to finishing that. I am leading up to the battle that is definitely going to come. I'm worried. I hope it won't finish on a cliffhanger because I discovered today that it is in fact part of a series, but I'm sure it'll be fine. And the second book is already out, so I can get hold of that if I need to. The second prompt is Thomas O'Malley from the Aristocats, and this is one of the 2 prompts I don't yet have a book chosen for. The prompt is to read a book where 2 people fall in love. I haven't chosen a book for this prompt because I couldn't decide, and I figure, knowing my luck, I'll just pick a random book and it'll fit the prompt. Anyway, so that'll do. The third prompt is Lucifer from Cinderella, the nasty cat that's always going after the mice, and the prompt for that is to read a book with a big bad. So I've got 2 choices. I think I mentioned that I had these on hold at the library in one of my Cozathon videos. I've either got Doctor Who Tales of Terror or Doctor Who 12 Angels Weeping. They're both anthologies, and I figure one of the stories is going to have Cybermen or Daleks, and they're big bads, so it counts. I haven't decided which one. I'll decide whether I want horror or Christmas, I guess, when I get there. The 4th prompt is Pluto, and that is to read a book with a pet or an animal. I have chosen Here There Be Dragons by James A. Owen. I've had this book recommended to me by my friend Ash, so when I spotted it at the library, I grabbed it. Dragons count as animals, right? So that's what I figured, and the title suggests there's going to be plenty of them, so it fits. Hooray. Also, you might be noticing a pattern with the dragons that's going to continue in a minute. The next prompt is Raja, Princess Jasmine's Tiger, and the prompt is to read a book that's not set in your country. So when you're Australian, basically all the books aren't set in your country, but I decided to try and find something that wasn't just set in the UK or in America, because that's boring. So I went with Grim Lovelies by Megan Shepherd, which sounds a little bit like sort of a Dr. Moreau thing going on, mad scientist building people out of animals weirdness, but it's set in Paris. So that works for the prompt. I've read Megan Shepherd's trilogy. I can't remember what it's called. The Madman's Daughter, which is actually a Dr. Moreau retelling. And then the next books were Frankenstein and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And I really enjoyed that series, so I'm hoping I will enjoy this one, but it's got mixed reviews, so we'll have to see. Blah, 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 blah. Next animal on the list is Max, who is Prince Eric's dog in The Little Mermaid, and the prompt for that one is to read a book that is set at or beside the sea. So I have chosen Voyage of the Basilisk by Marie Brennan. It's the third book in the Memoirs of Lady Trent series. I told you there would be even more dragons. I ended up with like 4 or 5 dragon books from the library all at once, which I'm not complaining about. So I've read the first 2 of these books as audiobooks, but I was getting really frustrated at the end of the second one and losing a bit of patience with it, so I decided that I would read the third one as a physical book. Instead, these have such beautiful cover art. It's so good, and there's actually, like, if you Google it, you can see like the full spreads with all the like anatomical cross sections and all the it's beautiful. Anyway, so I know this is set at sea because, well, they sort of suggested on the cover, but B, she mentions the Basilisk in the second book, and we know that it's a ship. So, book at sea. The next prompt is Nana from Peter Pan, the dog who acts as their nursery maid. And the prompt for that is to read a book with familial relationships. So this is the other prompt that I don't have a book for yet, though I'm sort of thinking of just reading the other Doctor Who anthology for this one and calling it familial relationships between like the Team TARDIS crew, because the hosts of the Readathon said in their announcement video that like found family and like not actual blood family counts for this prompt, so that's probably what I'm going to do. Then the last prompt is Simba. For Simba, we need to read a book with royalty. So I've run out of library books at this point. All the others up till now have been library books, but I've run out. And so I'm going to read Cinderella is Dead by Kaylynn Bayron, which I've had on my list for a while. It's been in a few TBR videos recently, and I haven't got to it yet. And given that I've got the pile of library books, we'll see. Fingers crossed. That is it for my Royal Readathon TBR for February, and I will see you in an update. Bye.